Look, it's been 4 hours since Oliver Tree retired, and I fucking know what I have to do. It's my destiny, Dad! Oliver Tree, Ugly is Beautiful, finally out. Let's see what the fuck this is even gonna sound like. First glimpse at the track listing, if we do take a look, 14 tracks deep, but off the top of my head, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tracks that have been released already in the past, possibly 6 tracks. So, you know, that's still a good amount. And the inclusion of Alien Boy is a little weird because I swear this thing has been out for what, 2 years now, 3 years now. But it is his most easily digestible song, probably still his best-selling song, if not Hurt or Cash Machine. But I still look at this and I wish that there was a little bit more music, especially when you take into the context of how long we were waiting for this very project. You know, I think Oliver Tree is somebody who is impressive, talented, all around, just a perfect personality to kind of encompass the music that is also pretty fucking good as well. But when you talk about an album for 2 years as well, pretty much, and it's just delayed, and then you come out and a lot of these tracks are ones that people have heard, and they're even ones that have been taken from other projects like Alien Boy or Introspective, while those 2 other projects are just EPs, the Alien Boy EP from 2018 and the Do You Feel Me EP from 2019, and then finally to the release of Ugly is Beautiful in July 17th of 2020. I think he's fine. I think as long as the music's still really good, I think this will sell perfectly fine. People will still care. But it is interesting, and I do wonder, in an alternate universe where this released in a more timely manner and this released in a more upfront manner, what the hype and what the sales and the levels, because he was getting on Billboard charts with just, you know, various singles dropping. So the eyes are there, the people are interested. I hope they still are, and I hope this album does so well. But nevertheless, it's a little weird looking at the track listing, but hopefully, as long as these other tracks come through and they're just as good, if not better, then there's nothing that's going to stop this from selling and doing very well and being a successful album, if you will. Without further ado, though, let's see what the fuck is up. Track number 1 from Ugly is Beautiful, Me, Myself, and I, Oliver Tree. This is an intro track that just hits the fucking pedal and doesn't really stop. I had to kind of like catch my like train of thought, my footing real quick to even make a comment, because this thing is just a train that it's like, oh, you be at the station at 2 p.m. But by the way, the train doesn't actually stop. You just have to like jump onto the train. That's pretty much what we're doing so far to begin this project, his debut album. And from that perspective, I respect it. I like it. This is also, all the rock influence that Oliver Tree brings into his music. It never really feels out of touch, and as far as this being like an intro song that leans into those type of tones, I'm liking it a lot, man. This guy is talented, and again, this is all he needs, is to make all the new tracks sound equally catchy and equally as satisfying as this intro track, and he's gonna be perfectly fine. Oliver performs too with a full band, so it kind of makes sense. This song would definitely lean in and complement that experience in a live setting once we can get back to those type of scenarios in the real life world post COVID-19. As far, again, as an intro track goes, Me, Myself, and I does the job. It definitely gets you on board for this ride, even though there really is no build-up. There really is no hand-holding so far. He's just saying, let's get on this ride, let's get this going, because you already know that this train, this metaphorical train that we are riding on, being this album, is already late. getting to the station. So there's no time to stop. Just hop the fuck on and we're going to have a good time. And as long as he maintains that, again, maintaining this is so key because as far as I'm concerned, when you're looking at a track list that's 14 tracks and you know 6 to 7 of them are decent to good songs, I don't see how you can't. You have to fucking get base hits to doubles to home runs with these other 8 tracks for people to be satisfied, in the sense that they have possibly played out all the great songs already on this album. So as far as the main fans really replaying this, that's why this maintaining thing is so crucial. So crucial. But again, so far, Me, Myself, and I does the trick, gets it done. Moving on. Track number 2 is 1993 featuring Little Ricky ZR3. The only feature on this album. I tried to look up some music by him. Couldn't really find anything on the internet, so take that with what it will. But Oliver Tree said in like a live Q&A, I believe, that he's going to be the biggest artist. Little Ricky is going to be the biggest artist in the world very soon. So, whatever. Of course he is. Little Ricky's just Oliver Tree with another. That's actually funny if he had one feature and everyone's like, hey, he has a feature. Oliver Tree did it. He's collabing. And Little Ricky's just him. Just a different persona of Oliver Tree. That'd be interesting. But yeah, call that out if I just totally missed it. I like that song though. Great second track. Second track is always the most important on the album to get you interested. And as far as starting off with that rock and roll, kind of just straight to the point, let's get into it type intro with that first track going into this song. The dualities of those two styles playing into this album. If that's any sneak peek to what we're going to get across the whole thing, riddled with a bunch of other tracks that we already know of. This is perfect. This is fantastic. Moving right along. Track number 3 is Cash Machine. This has already been released. There is a music video reaction for this very track, and these songs in particular playing into the album as a whole. Cash Machine.
You're spending like a cash machine.
Something funny. Hey, Cash Machine, track 3. I like the placement of where this ended up on the album. Song as good as ever. And again, it kind of lets the other two intros just kind of exist, and then it gets you into another different, various more melodic, cool down style of Mr. Oliver Tree. I like it. I like what he's doing. Keep it up, man. I think this is some really good shit.
Please don't let me down.
This is track number 4, Let Me Down, Oliver Tree. This was released just a few weeks before. This is probably the most recent single that was put out. Let's check it out. Track on the album, I would assume. I like it. Especially like how it plays in. Coming in a little bit earlier in the track number 4. Yeah, I think it kind of also stitches another very cool style into this like Oliver Tree quilt that we're just forming with this whole release, and I'm really liking it. Next up though is another track that we have seen before, Miracle Man, Oliver Tree. Video on this channel, you can check that out right here, right now.
I tried, and now I'm getting closer. Tell me what you want, was it enough for you, sir?
Miracle Man, track number 5, that's what that was. Again, there's a reaction video on this channel if you do want to go check that out. But I am really, really impressed so far with how he is kind of just masterminding this album. He's like moneyballing it in a way where he's just been able to put out various well-written, well-received tracks over the past 2 years since his basically coming out party with the Alien Boy music video. And then pushing forward, you now see that he's just been able to kind of release this album that's riddled with a bunch of tracks again that people have heard, but they're so fucking good. They're so well done. They're so catchy, so replayable that of course you got to put them on the album, and of course they got to exist with this project. And I think he's really putting together. If you've never heard of Oliver Tree and you just find this album, so far you're not going to skip any of these, and I don't see you really skipping a lot of them, knowing the ones that we have yet to hear in context with the album. So very fucking well done, dude. Track number 6 is Bury Me Alive. Let's check this on out. I believe this is a new... Oh shit, dude. Is he just boom bap rapping, bro? Let's go. Backpack it up. Let's get it. As if this whole album wasn't enough for people to be like, oh, Oliver Tree is a professional. The way he just flexed all of his abilities right there of writing like catchy hooks, even spitting some fucking straight up bars right there, and just overall crafting a great song, along with being a creative power force on, like, again, the production and the beat making, etc. Fantastic work. Oliver Tree, that was track number 6. Track number 7, his coming out song, if you will, just kind of laying the groundwork for what this is now grown to be, Alien Boy. Plenty of reactions on this very channel if you'd like to go check those out.
I fell down to earth from 100 miles away.
I mean, you can't argue with Oliver Tree and Alien Boy in particular, because it's the biggest and the first and the best in some regards for a reason. It really just set the tone and really sparked a fire underneath this guy to just become exactly what Oliver Tree is, which is unmatchable. Like, he's really unreplicatable either. Like, you're not gonna find too many people who are as reliable as he is, as far as like bringing a brand forth, putting together like an audience, and they know what they're getting, they're looking forward to it, and it's always in a surprise, even though, again, they know what they're getting and they know what they're looking for. He's a very creative individual. No one can deny that. Going forward, though, on our track number 8, we have Joke's on You.
My whole life was just a joke.
So, for some reason, I can only find, this is, I believe, track number 8, Joke's on You. I can only find a version that works on YouTube right now, even though, like, the officials are having playback errors. That's a 1 hour long loop, so if anything loops or if it's fucked up for any reason, there it is. But let's check it on out. Joke's on You, Oliver Tree.
My dignity's intact while I listen to him laugh. Fuck that, try and get it how I get it. Crack my neck in one snap.
So again, on this one, we're seeing him just spit and just flow his ass off, and it's not anything where it's like, oh, this guy can kind of rap. Like, no, he's doing it. It's not sounding like he's trying to do something different, really. It just sounds like he's comfortable with who he is, and this is the music he wants to make, and it sounds like that every goddamn time, no matter what genre he's blended into this wonderful album so far. Ugly is Beautiful. Do not sleep on this. Let's continue on. Joke's on You.
Whole world wasn't on it. Everybody started. Everybody started laughing.
Fire.
My
Absolutely
whole
fire.
life was.
Absolutely fire. Those past 2 tracks definitely took a lot of like kind of flow inspiration, I would say, from like 90s hip hop, but it's very much an homage, and also just his own flair onto it, without falter at all. Like, he's here, he's comfortable, and he's making, again, the music he wants to make. And this album is just so far been 8 tracks of some older ones, but also a lot of newer ones that are hitting just as hard, that'll soon feel like the older ones, if you will. Next up, Again and Again.
Some things get stuck in your head. Take what you want. Your mistakes made you wrong.
I'm fucking with this, bro. This fucking crazy vocal performance so far. Yes. I really like this song. The back to this rock influence, but his way of switching into like 6 different types of cadences or flows or just styles of singing, that he kind of raps in this very Oliver Tree sounding package. But again, the octaves, the various tones, moods, etc., does not stop, will not stop. And this man is insane. Like this whole segment with the head, like that. It's so easily fuck upable, if that makes sense. Like, just saying those words over and over, just any words like that, like it can easily be corny. But again, the package and the trust that he's earned on this album so far, 9 tracks in, again and again. This is the track again and again, showing off exactly why he should just keep going and never stop, man. And, you know, sometimes delays for albums do end up giving you a great project. But I will, again, forever tip my hat to the fact that there are so many fucking tracks on this that people already know. And that is a ballsy move to do for your debut album that has been continuously pushed back and kind of been dragged out, if you will, for the past few years. But well fucking done, man. Moving forward on to track number 10 off the Ugly is Beautiful Oliver Tree album is Waste My Time.
I won't waste your time. Why my people divide, change your mind, don't fit in, stick around.
That whole intro, like, influx on his voice was like as close and far away to Freddie Mercury as Oliver Tree probably could get. But I really, really liked whatever the fuck that was. This whole thing, I liked it.
Down when the roof's on fire. Put it down when the roof's on fire.
This is the most impressive song on the whole album so far. He does 1,000 different styles. I'll say it 1,000 different times, but this right here in particular is the most ballsy, yet kind of hits the most. Like, it's almost like this was like the most like creative he was gonna get in the booth, and it just really ended up working, because it really shouldn't, and it should have already like kind of staled out. Like, that intro was great, but to maintain it into like a good bridge into a good hook, back around, and then the beat switches and just like the tempo, everything about this particular track, Waste My Time, is super impressive to me. Execution, man. Oliver Tree's the man of execution. Oliver Execution Tree. Fuck. This is inspirational. I'm rewinding it. I don't give a fuck. This is some shit. That goes back into that again. No disrespect to Freddie Mercury, no disrespect to Oliver Tree either way, but the like crazy atmosphere that Queen's music would have, all backed by the wonderful, wonderful vocal performance by Mr. Freddie Mercury. This portrays that same center focus yet larger than life sound that just would echo across a concert hall fucking amazingly. Waste My Time. This definitely did not. Fuck yeah. Bravo, dude. Waste My Time. That's so far probably 100% my favorite track on this album so far. Track number 10, Waste My Time. Holy shit. This album's really fucking well done. Really fucking well done. Moving forward, though, we got track number 11. This is Jerk by Oliver Tree.
You say you don't want me, but you happen over and over again. You say you...
I was about to say this is like the first song where I wasn't feeling it, but those lyrics, man. Even if I'm not 100% on board of the way that it's all packaged together, the writing, the performance, the way he just like segments all those words and just lays them out for her or for whoever he's talking to or for the audience, etc. Jerk is working, jerking, yes sir.
don't want me. You call me good for nothing. Straight. I guess I'm better off alone. Don't fret what you happen over and over again.
Fuck yeah, Jerk. You had me scared for a second, but no, you came back around and you killed it. Killed it, my friend. Moving forward, we got track number 12, Hurt. This is most definitely another song that has been put out across the last EP, I believe, the D Film Me EP, as well as a music video, as well as a reaction on this very channel. Go ahead and check that out. Let's see how it sounds, though, in context with this greater album. Yeah, I mean, the song's great, but, I mean, I'm going to be honest in context, and by the time you're getting through all these great tracks and great just accompaniments, if you will, this one sounded a little, I've heard it before. It's starting to, get that ripe feel. It's never going to be taken away from not being like a great track or anything, but there's so much greatness, so much new greatness on this project that, in some cases you could argue that he didn't even need all these guaranteed to sell or comfort food tracks on this project for people to tune in. But if you're a completely new finding Oliver Tree based off of this album, then you are in luck, and you are very lucky in those aspects. 110%, no doubt about it. Going forward though, track number 13, we have Introspective, and this track's actually interesting because on that Do You Feel Me EP that was released last year, this was the number one track where I was like, again, Alien Boy's been on every single release. It was on the Alien Boy EP, as it should be. It was on the Do You Feel Me EP, which I don't know why. Now here it is again on the album. And actually in the recording of this very reaction or comprehensive breakdown, whatever you want to call this, I went back and looked at all the listings for the Oliver Tree on Apple Music, Spotify, etc. And I'm pretty sure they took off all the other EPs, which is a little weird to me, but I could be wrong about that. It could still be there. You can find them on genius.com if you want to go look those up. They're all still there. But Introspective in particular was the track where I was like, this is worth time. This is worthwhile because, again, a lot of the songs on that 5-track EP were 3 of them, I think, were already released or whatever. And it may have been more than 5 tracks, but that's the problem with all the releases from Oliver Tree. It's just riddled. Again, same with this one, of stuff that you've probably heard if you're already a fan. But in any case, if you're just trying to put together a good compilation album full of just your best work to go forward with a new foot forward and, put out like his next album, he can't possibly rely on Alien Boy again. So he's got to really come through with the heat. So why not get these all off your chest to improve your sales and improve your notoriety, if you will. But this song's really, 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 really good. I've always stood by it. I go back to it. Not so much the rest of the project sometimes, but this one, always stay true. Good to see it on there. And Introspective track.
My time.
Oliver Tree, Introspective, great track. I like where it's at in this project, coming towards the end of it. We are moving forward to the final track, which is I'm Gone, but never sleep on Introspective. Great track then, great track now. I like it where it's at in the album. I don't think it needed to come earlier. The placement is fine. But I'm ready for some new stuff, and it seems we got one with I'm Gone. So to close this album, Ugly is Beautiful out. Track number 14, I'm Gone by Oliver Tree.
Maybe I was wrong, lately that's a lot. Is this what you wanted? Tell me what you need. Nothing comes for free. Please.
Like the drums, his vocals, the background vocals there with the all of that. Just there's layers to Oliver Tree, just like Shrek, and I think Shrek is Oliver Tree. Breaking news, you heard it here first. This song's fucking great.
I'm running out of
That was I'm Gone, track number 14, the final climactic kind of track too as well of Ugly is Beautiful, Oliver Tree's debut album. That was my first listen. For the most part, I mean, there's obviously a lot of tracks, again, that have been put out before, but as far as a first listen goes, it really doesn't get much better than that. He made a very diverse album. He made an album that is accessible to various age ranges as well as just various types of people. Again, super, super, super easily digestible. I think Oliver Tree is unlike anybody else, and he continued to show that across 14 pretty goddamn good tracks. There really wasn't a low point in this album. I like how he used the tracks that people have heard before more or less to kind of stitch this thing together, add some comfort food in there to ease them into these newer tracks. But really, these newer tracks is what lifts all boats in this case. That is the high tide on this album, is every time you're getting one of these tracks that you haven't heard before, you're caught off guard because it comes just as hard as the ones that we've been playing for all these years. And that really is the hardest thing to do when you're building up an image and you are putting out a debut album. And all people sometimes want is just your biggest, your grandest, your most popular tracks. And while Oliver Tree definitely delivered in those categories, the ones that he did surround it with, the ones that he did categorize as these are album worthy, I'm fucking very impressed, boys and women and whoever is out there. Any dogs in the room? Shout out to all the dogs in the room. But Oliver Tree really came through, really did it. Great first listen. Back to you.
So, homie, when you say back to you, do you mean back to me? Because we're the same fucking person, man. I am terrible at intros / transitions / everything. Why are you here? Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Oliver Tree, great album. Ugly is Beautiful, out now. Go check it out. If you enjoyed this type of video, we do these same reactions live, unedited, unfiltered on this very channel. So if you do, hit subscribe. Might want to hit that little bell so you know when that exactly goes down, or just check it on the VOD like you're doing right now. You are beautiful. Thank you so much. My name is Ben Garrett, at YoGarrett on Twitter, YOOGRTT, Instagram as well. Now in rotation on those 2 platforms as well. Take care of yourselves, and that is all, you beautiful folks.